Hi folks, this is the external demonstration of our Rimor Kilig 66 4-berth motorhome. We'll start at the front. And one thing about this motorhome, it does have an alarm fitted. So when you go out and leave the motorhome and press the lock button on the main key, this is the central locking for the front and does set an alarm. The doors at the back, all the rear doors are all operated via a separate key which is on the key ring. So if you go out and lock the van and come back to the van but not planning on going in and driving it, the first thing you need to do is open the front door, press the button on the remote to open the front doors, grab hold of the front door and shut it again. What that does is tell the alarm that somebody's gone in the van. If you go in via the side door, it doesn't tell the alarm and you'll have it going off. So, as I say, lock it as normal, unlock it as normal. We'll just open and shut this door and that resets the alarm. When you lock the van at night time, so if you're in the van at night time and you want to lock the front doors, instead of pressing the alarm, press the lock button on there. That'll lock the front doors for you and it won't set the internal sensors. Last thing you want is the alarm going off in the middle of night. Main door into the motorhome. So as I say, you've got a separate key to lock this door, and it's just to pull it open. At night time, if you want to lock this from the inside, you just push that in. It won't work because the door's open, but you literally, once the door's shut, push that in, and that locks the door, and then that gets you out. Two vents there just for your fridge, so nothing to worry about. At the bottom we have a lever. This is a push-pull lever, so under the motorhome you've got a water tank which is your wastewater, so water through your sinks and shower. This goes into a tank, so you push this shut and the tank will fill, and then if you pull it, that will release the water out of the tank. Now this must only be emptied at a campsite. It's called grey waste. So what happens at a campsite, you'll have an area with a grid on the floor. Just ask your campsite where it is. You pull the motorhome over the grid, pull the lever, and that'll let the grey waste go out. Please don't empty it at the side of the road or in a lay-by or anything else like that. It is only water, dishwashing water, but just to be right, that must be emptied at a campsite. When the grey tank is going full, there's a warning on the control panel which is explained on that demonstration, and empty it. Try and keep these as empty as possible in the summer. Sometimes you can get smells through the drains if you've not emptied it, so empty it as much as possible. Making his way around to the other side and the rear of the van. So the garage area has got two opening doors, one on the other side. Big area, you've got your electrical hook lead, hose pipe, watering can in case you're not near a water point. There's some levelling ramps up there. There's some internal screens, covers for the windows if you want to use them. Very large space. One thing about this motorhome is, this bit here is the island bed, which is inside. It's actually on a mechanism, so you can raise the island bed up inside and make the garage space a lot larger. So if you're taking big bikes with you or need to utilise the garage space a lot more, I can wind this up for you. I'm not going to show it on the video because it'll not get used much, this won't. It's just an option that was on the van. But it's easy enough to use, but as I say, normally, under normal circumstances, more than enough space for storage. Your doors, I say this is on there's just a bracket under there to hold it open if you need to. You'll see how that clips on. Just take that off, look. Just pulls off, goes back on there, like that. And then when you shut the doors, these way, look, push the door to, push it closed. Just like that. Use the key, the same one as the door, and then that locks them off. And then to open them, you just press that bit and shut it. Next to the garage door, you've got a vent. That's for the boiler, heating and hot water. We don't need to worry about that. If you've got the heating on or the hot water, you will probably hear this working, so it's nothing to worry about whatsoever. Moving down the van, so we've got the toilet cassette door, we've got the gas cupboard at the bottom there, and your 240 volt electric point. Start off with this, so you've got your own cable in the van. It's got two different ends on the cable, one will fit the van, one will fit your campsite. Once it's plugged in, it clips in, and then to unplug it, you'll see where my thumb is there, look, there's a lever there. Pull the lever and that pulls out just like that. And other than that, it's literally just pushing. And then you should have electric in the van. If any reason you don't get any 240 volt electric in the van, it's normally down to the campsite post. Just make sure the trip is working on there, or you can get in touch with me and I'll run you through it. Next up is your toilet cassette. So from the interior video, when you open the grey flap in the toilet, the waste goes into this cassette. Now when you open that grey flap, you can see how full it is. I can't tell you how long this will last, it just depends how much you use it, but it's not massive at all. We can do 3 days off grid normally if we're sensible and use public toilets, but same with this, you want to be emptying it as much as possible. In the summertime they can get a bit of a smell from them, so this is one thing that must be emptied on a campsite. Do not empty anywhere else. No public toilets, no lay-bys, no hedges, nothing like that. I know it sounds quite self-explanatory, but unfortunately people do, not with me, but it's all over the internet that people do empty toilet cassettes all over. So one thing I don't want my customers doing is emptying that unless it's in a campsite, which is called the Elsin point. So ask your campsite and they'll explain where that is. Really easy. And so once you think you need to empty the toilet, close the grey flap on the toilet, lift that blue lever up, and this cassette just pulls out. So there's your cassette. So this bit here, that swings out here, and unscrew the screw cap. The blue button there at the back, that blue button, when you empty the toilet, if you press that button, that will help release the waste a lot quicker. And then once you're emptied, you just swizzle this back in, put your cap back on, and you can slide it back into the hole. Ensure that bit is there where it should be. You don't need to touch that bit, and you can open this, and you can, if you just turn that, you can wash the cassette out before you return the motorhome by just doing that. Close that off. That's closed off. Push that back in, and they say this literally just pushes back in. In there, if you find any waste or water in there, it means you've more than likely left the flap open in the toilet while driving. So please ensure that all this is clean before you return the motorhome. Just put it back in, grab hold of it, rest it in, push it in, you hear it click, job done. Shut your door. There's the gas locker, and so to open the door you use the separate key that does all the back locks. This might be a bit stiff, it normally is on the new motorhome, so if you just use your knee and push the door in, then turn the key, it'll open easy enough. When you get the motorhome, there'll be 2 gas bottles. One will definitely be full, and the other one will either be part full or full. Can't tell you how long these will last. Winter time, in a week's high, you may get through one and a part bottle. It all depends how much you use things. What we do ask is to replace the gas that you have used. So if one of the bottles run out, you can replace these at your campsites or petrol stations or certain outlets. We use 6 kilogram propane Keller bottles. These are on an exchange basis, so you can only swap with them. As I say, it's gas is one of them. I don't know how long it'll last, so if one runs out, please replace it. And if the other one's getting low, replace that as well. All we've got on top of the gas is this, so to turn it off. So when you collect the motorhome, the gas will be shut off. And then when you get to your destination, open the locker door, turn the gas on. That'll supply gas into the motorhome, so your heating and cooker all work. And then when you need to exchange a bottle, we've got the spanner in there, big spanner. Goes onto this nut here, and this is left-hand thread. So it's the opposite way to what you're normally used to. If you want to undo it, in theory you're tightening it. So just remember that's left-hand thread. Unscrew the pipe, and then take the bottle out, exchange it, put a new bottle in, put your pipe back on, and do it the opposite way to you're used to. Turn the gas bottle back on, and away you go. Whilever you're driving, make sure these gas bottles are turned off. Moving on to your water filler point. This just comes up. So on your control panel video, it'll explain there's a gauge for the water tank. This is about 90 litres, and all you have to do is twist it, cap comes off, put your hose pipe in and fill it up. Once it's full, all it does is overflow. There's nothing stops or anything like that, so you know when it's full. And then replace your cap and shut the flap. So that's all you have to do with that. One very important thing regarding this, which is something that's never happened to me, but I know it's happened to a lot of high companies in the past. There's the water filler. So look where the motorhome is. So there's your water filler, and there's your diesel filler. So that's where you fill the diesel up. One thing you must remember, and please ensure you don't do this because it's a very, very costly mistake. Do not put diesel in the water. I know it sounds daft, but it's happened. It's not happened to me, but I'll point it out in all my videos. That's where water goes, that's where diesel goes. So while I'm here on the diesel, there's no actually filler cap. You just put the nozzle into the tank and fill it up. The bottom one there, blue, you shouldn't need to touch that, that's AdBlue. So these are Euro 6 transits, they have an AdBlue system. I normally keep these pretty much topped up myself, so it's one less thing for a customer to do. So you shouldn't really need to touch the blue one, but if for any reason, if you've been out for a while and you need to top up the AdBlue, that's where you fill the AdBlue point up. So I say diesel at the top, AdBlue at the bottom, fresh water there, nothing else. That's about it for your external demonstration. Just a few figures. So this motorhome is 7.3 metres long. It's 3.2 metres high with the aerial, and it's 2.4 metres wide. Normally need them if booking campsites. And same again, just a couple of safety advice. Make sure all your windows are shut before you drive. And obviously diesel in the diesel tank, water in the water tank. There you go.